One of the biggest challenges we have when we work with teams is to get them to move beyond their comfort zone and to really embrace the idea by being bold, you become innovative.
We are always pushing them to think how we can change the urban environment through innovation. How can we view that there's not just design in terms of space, but there's a lot of degrees of complexity around the urban space.
I think the combination of urban and societal challenges and looked at it from a business venture, from a business innovation perspective was a very interesting conversation that we keep having with them.
The process is important because it's the part that lasts beyond their experience in the program. Some of these projects actually become real ventures. We had a successful track record of taking projects from this venture lab and having them go into the market.
So the problem that we decided to tackle was addressing the needs for public spaces in slum communities. We found that there is a really lack of discussion in the human need to have these public spaces. We wanted to try to see how we can help alleviate the slum problem in a different perspective. Part of our value proposition that we want to bring in is how do we make something that's sustainable and not dependent on external sources to help these communities thrive again.
Coming into this as architects, naturally you'd think that our solution would be very spatial and very infrastructure-like. But we realized through our research that that's not what the community needs.
Yeah.
So what makes us special is actually we're not building spaces for communities. We're building the community's capacity to transform their own spaces. The slum issue is like a global problem worldwide, and until now, there's really no solution yet. The most rewarding part was also that realizing that those small interventions, those small solutions had actually the capacity to impact like a lot of lives. So our business is essentially the service, and our service is the process, not the outcome.
I think that's what's interesting about these new business ideas and these new perspectives, is that the role of an architect is widened in a way that you can still participate in the design.
They were very humble about what the actual architecture can do, and that they were more focusing on building the capacities rather than the spaces.
The spirit of entrepreneurship in IE, I think, is spending a lot of time and effort in framing a problem and in going out there and really researching a problem in a direct way by engaging with the people or the stakeholders that are directly related with that problem, but also by doing research.
The main problem that we were trying to address was that mass tourism and hotel chains are dominating the industry, and we wanted to give back some power to the independent hotels that actually preserve the culture of a place. They work with so many different booking platforms and different operational platforms, so to be able to integrate it into one and give them the tools in an easily accessible way meant that they could then focus on the things that actually made the guest experience.
It's gonna be impactful and with the local community, which is what we wanted.
I think the most challenging was narrowing down the problem, because we started with something very big, which is mass tourism, and there are like a million ways you could go about it.
We're all from different parts of the world, and most of this was actually done online, but the way that we were able to collaborate and bring our different perspectives from each sort of end of the world meant that we did have all these different perspectives and we had these different experiences, but somehow we managed to really pull it together and actually synthesized really well as a group together, which was really rewarding to do it with such a great group.
MadLab tries to create a platform where you have all of the database of materials available for architects to make the right choice from the start of a project. Material decisions happen too late in architectural processes when decisions are more costly, and changes are even harder at this part of the process. So we also try to bring this selection of materials earlier in the process to the concept phase.
We have chosen ceramics and bricks because around 50% of the construction waste in Brazil are coming from these two materials because of their natural composition of the material makes them very easy to recycle.
Yeah, very easy to recycle, and the process is very traceable as well.
We decided to start in Brazil. Brazil is an in development country, so we don't have those solutions there. And from our survey and some surveys done by ArchDaily, which is the most important platform for architects, Brazil is also starting to align with global sustainable standards.
There's the operational carbon and the embodied carbon. The embodied carbon is like what's actually, as the name says, embodied in the materials that are in the building, and the operational one is everything that happens before to be able to get to that material. So here we have two considerations to take into account, and it's actually how you assess circularity, sustainability, the carbon footprint of a material. And that's why also we've decided to create our own internal scoring system that takes these types of things into account.